This is the Minisforum UM890 Pro. I've been using it as my main system for the past 2 months, and it's got a mix of wins, trade-offs and a couple of clever surprises. If you've been looking into this and still feel there's one thing you need to know before pulling the trigger, this video is for you. So buckle up, subscribe and let's get into it. Minisforum keeps things practical. Digging into the box, you get all the usual essentials. There's the paperwork, including a warranty card. A surprisingly important piece we'll come back to later, the OCuLink adapter. A 120 watts power brick, an HDMI cable, a standard power lead, a VESA mount if you want to slap this thing behind your monitor, and yeah, plenty of screws to get everything set up. Nothing flashy here, but that's the point. It's all about the utility, and that continues straight into the design. At about 5 inches wide, the UM890 Pro isn't as slim as Intel's NUCs, but that size is deliberate. It's just enough extra space to allow for better thermals and some serious connectivity. On the front, you've got USB 4, a fast 10 gigabits per second USB-A, and a headphone jack. Around the back, dual 2.5 gigabits Ethernet ports, another USB 4 display port, and yes, an OCuLink port for external GPU setups. The magnetic top panel is a clever touch. Pop it off and you'll find dual fans, DDR5 RAM with a dedicated heatsink, and dual PCIe Gen 4 SSD slots. Quiet, upgradable, and thoughtfully designed. Under the hood, it's powered by Ryzen 9 8945HS, 8 cores, 16 threads, and the Radeon 780M graphics. That combo turns this into much more than a basic browsing box. In real world use, Office apps are flawless. 4K video editing in DaVinci Resolve is surprisingly smooth. And even when running Chrome with 30 tabs, Spotify and Lightroom at the same time, no stutters. The included Kingston Gen 4 SSD hits read speeds around 4,800 megabytes per second. Not top tier, but solid. And it's easy to upgrade. Ubuntu users will be happy too. The OS installs cleanly with zero drivers issues. And here's a nerdy detail. The BIOS is set to balance mode out of the box, which gives great performance without noisy fans. You can switch to performance mode, but the gains are minimal unless you're chasing benchmarks. Now let's talk gaming, because this is where it gets interesting. The integrated Radeon 780M, it's not a miracle chip, but it's surprisingly capable for what it is. In Starfield, you'll see around 38 FPS at 1080p on low. Go up to 2K and you're looking at 22 FPS, which, yeah, turns it into a slideshow. That's your ceiling for demanding 888 titles natively on the iGPU. But shift to more optimized games and things get fun. Fortnite, Apex Legends, Valorant, all very playable at 1080p with the right balance of settings. Forza Horizon 5 ran beautifully on high at 1080p, holding a solid 60 FPS. Drop it to low and you're hitting 80 to 90 FPS, perfect for smooth gameplay without taxing the system too hard. For casual or mid-core gamers, that's pretty solid. I also ran Modern Warfare 3 on low, 30 to 50 FPS. It's playable, but if you're competitive, that frame range won't thrill you. Now for the retro heads. Dolphin Emulator was smooth. Mario Kart, Double Dash, The Simpsons hit and run, no issues, no frame skips. You can turn this into a GameCube nostalgia box pretty easily. But here's where it gets interesting. The OCuLink port. Plug in an external GPU like an RTX 4060 Ti and boom, performance leaps 60 to 70% in GPU heavy games. This isn't your typical USB 4 based eGPU setup either. OCuLink taps straight into the PCI lanes, lower latency, better bandwidth, and no bottlenecks. The trade-off? You lose one SSD slot when using the adapter, but for gamers looking to unlock serious power, that's a worthy swap. So here, I would give it a 7.5 out of 10. It's not a dedicated gaming rig, but with smart setting and optional eGPU expansion, it plays ball way better than you would expect. This thing is whisper quiet. Even when pushed to its limit, noise levels never crossed 31 decibels. That's quieter than some laptops at idle. During a CPU stress test, it maxed out at 79 degrees Celsius and stayed there. No thermal throttling, no random fan spikes. Minisforum Coldway 2.2 cooling system does its job and does it well. So who's the UM890 Pros really for? If you're a casual user, it's a silent, sleek workhorse that handles daily tasks effortlessly. For power users and gamers, the OCuLink port turns it into a stealth gaming rig with serious upgradability. And if you're on the Linux or dev side of things, it's clean, fast and future-proof. Starting at under $500 US for the bare-bones version, the UM890 Pro undercuts rivals like GMKtec K8 and Beelink GTR7. Even fully loaded, it stays under $700 US while offering better thermals, better port selection and better expansion options. It's not flawless. The SSD isn't the fastest out there and the USB 4 port didn't quite reach the full 40 gigabits per second potential in testing. It capped out around 20, but honestly, those are footnotes. What you're really buying here is balance, high-end performance and low noise, easy expandability packed into a compact design. This isn't just a mini PC for now, it's one you can grow into. Agree, disagree, drop your hot takes below. Thanks for watching. Catch you guys in the next one.
Family Pop TV.